Good evening, everybody. I'm Dale, if you don't know me. Um, you got talked up a lot about technical difficulties and me not having them, but that's not saying anything about internet speed and bandwidth, so stick with me. But we are going to do the best we can, and we will start with a prayer. So, Father, you are good, and I know that you're good. Seen the good that you've done in my life. Let my words echo that which you want us to hear. Open our hearts and our souls so that you can fill us up. Amen. So, uh, Darcy asked me to do this. I tend to wonder if I'm really qualified to ever do these things, and then I remember that he doesn't call the qualified; he qualifies the called. So here I am. I've done a few devotionals here and there, mainly with our youth group and some other stuff, FCA, some things like that. Random topics like superheroes, monsters, sports, music, lots of different stuff. And I've had one in my head for a while, so I guess I'm gonna shoot for it. And to quote a famous philosopher, Garth Brooks, blame it all on my roots. So here we go. I also, before I get started, I want to apologize for some creative liberties it may seem like I take with the greatest story ever told, but when the Lord talks to each of us, we can't control how it sounds in each of our heads. So let's take that into consideration. And I did write a lot of this down because this is kind of making me nervous, but it's a thing. So when I was younger, I spent a considerable amount of time on the back of a horse. I also took time, as a lot of 4-Hers and FFA members do, breaking steers to show at the county fair. I know a lot of people have done that. A lot of people do that. But now, whether it was horses or cattle, I still remember the number one. To me, it was number one. I don't know if it was number one to him or if he really remembers saying it, but the number one rule Dad that he would tell us all the time, and it was, don't let go of the rope. Over and over and over, he would say these exact words, and they were the answers to oh so many questions that I had. Now, I love my dad, but it's really hard to hear that answer as a kid. When you ask questions like, what if I get drug across the pen? Or kicked, hit, ran over, trampled, rope burns. The list goes on. But the big one was, what if I really get hurt? And the answer was always the same thing. Don't let go of the rope. It'll be all right. These words are chiseled on the stone tablets of my mind, and have put me in a rough spot a time or two. But don't let go of the rope. Don't let go of the rope. So why in the world would someone say don't let go of the rope? And it was explained to me in my youth that if you let go of the rope, they win. Every time you put a halter or a bridle or something on the animal, they're going to do the same thing that they did to get away the first time, because they know that they can beat you. And it gets harder and harder and harder to gain control. So to tie this in somehow with the Easter season and the Easter story, probably one of the most impactful parts of the Easter story to me, and it's really like to me, this story is what a lot of, personally, my faith is based off of. But the Garden of Gethsemane. So whether you reference, I even wrote it down because I'm not a big chapter and verse guy, but I wrote them down. Luke 22, 39 through 46, or Matthew 26, 36 through 46. Both show us a time when Jesus prayed, and he prayed with a power and a strength that nobody on this earth had ever prayed before and has ever prayed since. He prayed. And a lot of that came from the fact that he knew what was going to go down. He was just, I mean, he knew, and he prayed. So in my head, once again, I say in my head, the cowboy version of this prayer went something like this. Father, I know what I must do. I know what must be done. But I don't know if I can do it. God replies, just don't let go of the rope.